What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy Andrew Schultz. And we're here for Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod, episode 31. And who are we with? As always, the legend, the myth, the badass, old man Huggy, Joseph Huggins himself. Welcome, motherfucker.
That was drawn out. I don't know about legend or myth, but yeah, I mean, I'm here. What's up? How's it going? From the studio.
Let's just relax on that.
No, I just want. No, I'm talking about me. Like, I'm gonna flex a little bit. I totally have got a new screen. Like, I'm looking at y'all now. Like, we've been mixing shit up. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I built this computer. I've just like gone off the deep end with this bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. So I have a big ass picture of your head to my right, and then I'm looking right at you on another screen. And what's funny is you still can't see me, bitch. You can't see I'm rocking that.
I can't see you on the streets.
That Omar, rocking that Omar. Omar's coming, rocking that wire. I see
you forgot I had Kobe on the shirt.
That's fine.
Yeah, I got that off a bootlegger the day the weekend he died up in Staples Center.
Damn.
Had tickets to the Kings game, just like from a birthday gift because my birthday is December 15th.
Yeah.
Literally like the week that COVID broke out, got back from Vegas like on a trade show. And I'm just like packed in with like 200,000 people. Definitely got COVID like in Vegas and then again in California at the Kobe Memorial.
Smart.
But January 2020, like I got it early twice.
Yeah, no, that's true. So when I was before I moved back to Texas, I had this badass landlord. She was awesome. I was renting out her like basement unit apartment, and she was traveling. She has some badass job, like architecture, lighting. Like, she's just super interesting. She was in Australia for like a month and a half, and she was at the same resort as one of those like first 5 people to get it. She was at the same resort at the same time, and she came back uber sick. Like, I drove her to the hospital sick. Like, she couldn't breathe. She was hyperventilating. It was super crazy. And then I moved to Texas maybe like 3 weeks later, and then like COVID was a thing, and I was like, oh fuck.
Sickest time I've ever been was in that period of time, and didn't put 2 and 2 together for a second. Even though like me and my buddy were in December 2019, heard about this virus and talked about shorting airlines and hotels. I'm not kidding.
Oh, that would have been a smart move.
Both of us were like, holy shit, what is this? Like, because it was just, the China virus, which we don't call it here on the pod. But no, it was just literally a virus had broken out in China in December. That's why they call it COVID-19, because it was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both of him and I were just always like just on top of shit. And I was like, dude, this might fuck. Like, I thought it would fuck Vegas up because a lot of Chinese people go to Vegas to gamble.
Well, I mean, Vegas is like a world hub for just anybody. If you want to go wild as fuck, you go out to Vegas.
But a lot of Chinese people like have, because it's not that far. Like it's far, but it's not like. Going to New York is a lot further.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, that's why
they have Atlantic
City
or whatever.
That's why the Raiders are there now. They have like that Death Star looking football stadium and all that. There's so much money invested in Vegas.
Dude, that got built so quickly. That stadium in Vegas for the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, I flew in and it was like getting built, and then I flew in again a couple of months later and it was done.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm sure there was just a bunch of people like, hey, I got a little bit of money. Hey, I gotta move it. Let's, I got your lights. I'm the light guy. Hey.
Okay, but speaking of the Chinese, like, they built like more, I don't know what you call it, like where you like, pull up your electric serving stations or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
where you can like charge for free.
Yeah, they built more of those in 2020 than we have in the history of this country, the United States.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like so Vegas is kind of on par with that. Like, it's like they blow up buildings and then build them up.
Yeah,
in
they'll
like
put something
2-3 months.
Yeah, put something crazy up there. Yeah, true.
Facts.
True. Big facts. Big facts. But yeah, no, so it's I got another one, and he was sick the other day on Monday, so we pushed it back a little bit. I had work yesterday. I hustled to get home. We live. I'm 31. Let's
The
go.
prime number.
All right, so you want to get into these therapy questions?
Let's do it, Joseph. Let's get into these goddamn therapy questions. Question number 1, Joseph. I know you say I always pitch them to you and make you go first, but here we go again. Do you know how to balance a checkbook?
I mean, is that a therapy question or like a life thing?
A therapist asked me that question.
Ask me. I mean, yes, I know how to balance a checkbook. Have I physically had to do it recently? No, it's been a while. But I remember, I mean, luckily where we went to school, we had a bank, the Carroll Dragon Bank at Carroll Elementary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put $1 in, you got 25 cents back.
What kind of return rates are those?
It was crazy. So basically everybody put $1 in, and then we all got like new Texas quarters. It was some stupid, corny bullshit. But they gave us like fake checkbooks and taught us how to like do balanced checkbooks, man. I'm dead ass when I was in like 4th grade. And there was a commercial. I remember there was a commercial because we had a TV station at Durham Elementary in the good old Southlake, Texas.
Who the fuck was the host? Who was the host?
No, this is before you even existed. There was no
I didn't even exist.
we're
the same age. We're the same age.
Well, not in this timeline, because this was 4th grade.
In this stratosphere.
This is before you showed up. So I had Miss Kazaz's class, but there was like school announcements, and every once in a while, like once every 3 months, they do a video, and I was in the video that promoted the bank, dog. I was in the commercial.
You know what's so funny is when we were moving into what became junior high, but it was 9th grade, I guess, right? Or 7th grade? I don't know. We were in junior high for like 4 years for some reason.
We were at the same school from 7th grade until our junior year.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, now it's the fun house. You're like, what? Like, no, dude, this is the same shit.
So I forget because I'll tell you why. But either it was 7th grade or 9th grade. I applied. It was 9th grade. I applied to be on the radio show and the newspaper, as well as the school television show.
Yeah.
And I got accepted on all of them. And I hosted the radio show. How many times? 1 time. And it got canceled. And the newspaper, I never got to write an article because it got canceled that same exact year. So they're just like cutting costs. Yeah. But I took the television show over. Like don't get it twisted. But okay, do I know how to balance a checkbook? Exactly what you were saying. Like, I've been taught multiple times. I went to so many accounting like classes in college, so I've been taught this like 5 times at least.
Yeah.
And I forgot every single time. You know why? Because nobody ever told me why I needed to do this. They just told me how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to balance my checkbook? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's like some goofy shit that it doesn't make sense that you taught me at 4th grade how to try to balance a checkbook, or like attempted to in like 4th and 5th grade and made it a part of math class, but never like explained taxes or any bullshit like that.
Right.
Like,
but,
like that's like
seriously,
back-asswards.
I have to ask you, like, seriously, like, why do you need to balance a checkbook? Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Like, I know something that like boomers clown like millennials on. Like,
well, I think that's just what it is now. It's like do you know, and what do you know about that? Like, the thing, it's something stupid like that.
But why did they do it in the first place? Like, let alone why do we still have to do it?
I don't think they do it anymore now. If you're like, hey, can I write you a check? People are like, ugh, no. How dare you?
No, well, don't even worry about like us writing a check, because I'll do that occasionally. I mean,
but that's like the whole point. Like, wouldn't be balancing a checkbook? Like, weren't you just keeping up and keeping track of what you were spending and writing checks for and managing your own balance? Since you didn't have it like on your phone, and you could be like, oh, well, I did this and I did that. So you would have a balance and you would deduct. And if you added to your checking account, it would like, you would bring it back up. You would refresh your checkbook so you could go back through and look and see what you've added, what you've spent. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like,
sounds logical to me. I don't know.
Like, yeah, like, is this like a tax thing, like where like you need to like balance it to like tell your accountant, but then also yeah.
No, I think it's like, no, I think it's for your checking account. And back in the day, you couldn't just like look at your checking account and be like, oh, like I have this much in it, so I can spend that much. So I think it was a way for you to keep track so you don't write hot checks. So then you have like checks bouncing. So like if you look at your checkbook and you open it up, the last check I wrote was this much. This is how much I should have left. It's like you doing your own math. You're like keeping track of the check number, the day, and the amount, and then you'd like deduct. And then if you go back and deposit or something like that, you would add to that number.
I mean, if you're a Fortune 500 company and you need me to balance like your sheets, I can do that. My checkbook, I don't understand why I would ever once.
That's what I'm saying though. If you pulled out a checkbook to write a check, people would look at you like they'd be like, "Who the fuck's this weird kid who doesn't look like a boomer but like does all this boomer shit?"
But isn't it way worse to balance your checkbook than it is to write a check?
No, I feel like you balance your checkbook in your private time. I mean, if you're out there balancing your checkbook in front of people, you got a lot more social. A lot more social issues.
I just mean personally.
Like, oh fuck, who invited Clyde every time he comes to the parties?
Clyde? Why is it Clyde?
Because he's white. I know he could be black. Clyde Drexler was black. Maybe he
True. Also, Slide Drexler, aka Rolls Royce Joyce.
True.
Not black.
Good stash though.
Shout out though.
Yeah,
still
seriously.
Does. Still, that stash is strong.
Yeah, dude, it's out of control. It's nothing but bangers when it comes to the music or the stash, dude. Like it's out of control. Shout out Joyce.
I was behind the DJ stand, and I didn't know how you'd feel about this, like at the wedding in New Orleans, and I was just hyping him up. I was this hype man. And he loved it, and we were there for hours, dude, just getting like drinks delivered to us, and he was doing all the work. But we also went to Oak Cliff, OAKCLIFF. That's right. True. And we played that song.
And did it go off? Did everybody know it?
Went off. Okay. Like, dude, we were crushing life. But we were at a high school.
Oh, okay.
That his, I want to say cousin. She was a teacher, and she asked him, and then he asked me because I was DJing at the time, and we went to go smoke weed in the parking lot, and we got rolled up by like the cops, and we're like, yo, we're not kids here. Like,
check the stash. Check the stash.
That was he didn't have a stash at the time, but
we just didn't know he had it. We just had no idea.
That's true. That's true.
If you look at it now, that thing was just a mystery to us, not to life.
Facts.
Life knew that was there.
Slide Drexler, holler. Okay, so we had number 2. And I got a lot about this because I also started talking to somebody about this all the way to the lead up of the podcast. We'll move on. Number 3.
No, it was just...
We can talk about it if you want to. But
no, I mean, we don't have to talk about it. It was just, it was one of those questions where I was like, hey, man, we're just starting this thing. Let's hold off on questions like that.
But also, it was a bounce-off question of somebody who got paid $60 million from Spotify to ask.
Yeah, but, I mean... That's them. We're us. I don't know. It's a totally different story.
Segregation, bro. Therapy question number 2/3. Is the most important purpose in life to find happiness?
You and your lean back. Just dropping truth bombs. Is the most important thing in life to find happiness?
That's right.
I guess, yeah. I mean, is the most important thing in life to find some sort of like sense of happiness? I mean, you're not going to be happy all the time. So, I mean, you can't always, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's see. I was just going to see if that made it better.
No, man, you just blinded my ass.
I'm sorry. blinded my computer.
Yeah,
I blinded
dude,
my
what did you
computer.
do?
Yeah, well,
Dude.
like like those people who like like be working from home, but like on like cable news.
Yeah.
They have like that like circular like light that like acts like a broadcast.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. Don't.
I know. Well, I didn't realize. I was like, I just felt like it was kind of my. I'm looking like I got dark circles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm all in the shadow, but it used to be better. But now I got this big ass bright thing, and everything's all bright, and I gotta figure out some way to balance it. It's crazy, but it's fun.
So I would. Okay. So let me just hit you with this. I mean, think about like going to die for your country, like our boys out in Ukraine are doing, or gals. Um, you know, isn't that almost feels more important than being happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, but isn't yeah? I mean,
That's the only thing I could think of like what's more like important than you being like internally happy with yourself, because I really believe in like that's like the goal.
well, yeah, but those things are like separate.
Maybe it makes you happy.
Those things are like separate because like it's hard if you're not in like a good. It's like it's very important to be generous. Well, if someone's in a bad financial situation, it's hard for them to be generous. So it's like it's not like they wouldn't be if they could, but like something about where they're at right now doesn't allow them to. And I don't think that that's necessarily, So while that is important on like a grander scheme, like on a bigger scale, absolutely. But is it just as I always tell people, life happens in real time. So no, it's true. So like
no, I like that.
Like I tell people that work for me. I'm like, look, man, like if you have a kid and some shit pops off and your kid needs to go get stitches and you're gonna miss work, like I'm not gonna sit here and rip your ass because life like that like that's kind of out of your control. Like, and it's it's hard to like just life happens in real time. It's really difficult to sit there and like punish someone for something that kind of is out of their control, because I have those moments too. So it's all about that, understanding someone else's perspective. Or
okay, so let me throw this out at you, and it just popped in my head. Is happiness a luxury? And I just came up with that shit.
Is happiness a luxury?
Yeah.
No, because you can find happiness in things that are small and simple that don't cost you anything.
Right, but like if you're going into
I think that the pursuit of passions is more of a luxury.
But what if you don't even get that choice?
To what?
To pursue happiness, because you're just like have Stinger missiles like trying to hit tanks and like Russia who's invading your country. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. Now that
it's just I don't know. It's kind of tough. Like when you think about it like that, it's like fuck. Like
well, I think that's like to use happiness in that term that can be used in so many different contexts. When like relative to myself or for others, or like happiness in your work life. I mean, to just say like, is happiness the most important thing? It's like, well, for who? For me or for you or for us?
For yourself. For
yourself. I mean, I think that finding some sense of happiness and balance and being comfortable in your life is extremely important. I mean,
what's more important, happiness or purpose?
Well, I think that you can define your own purpose.
Right. Like, and happiness is we talked about it before. You define happiness.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, like if you're happy, that's like the most important thing. Now, other people might not be happy with what you do, but as long as within the guidelines of like what's considered like not going to prison for forever or something, if you're like happy in what you're doing, you're comfortable in your life, like that's important, and if that means you decide like, hey, I want to be a lawyer, and then you get halfway through law school and then you quit and you decide you want to be a school teacher, like fuck yeah, like do your own thing. That's badass.
Or a scientist.
Yeah, because I mean sometimes people are pressured into doing things that they might not necessarily want to do.
Right. But maybe you are, I don't know. Like I mean like would I already know the answer to this. Would you and I roll up with like arms and defend this country if Russia invaded it? And the answer is fucking, of course.
I mean,
yeah, like no diggity, no doubt. Like we'd be like generals up in this bitch, just running like shit. But
I don't know about that.
would that make
We'd just be generals? I don't know. General Schultz.
we'd be
That's
generals.
scary. That's scary. General Goody Two Shoes. I don't know.
Chancellor Schultz is the head of Germany right now. I was just watching our girl over at Theranos, Big Beth with the big eyes, Elizabeth Holmes on The Dropout and Hulu, and Howard Schultz, the Secretary of State.
She does such a good job imitating her voice
Oh my
in
god.
that.
She's so good, dude. She's my favorite actress, and it was way before this. Like,
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
it's
like,
making
the
me
way
question everything.
her voice, the way she imitates the voice that she does, is so spot on. It's creepy. Like, it's creepy.
I know. I'm trying to do like an imitation of her on the video.
Revolutionary? I'm like, yeah, like I want to, but I can't. It's so spot on. Whenever I see the promos, I was like, oh,
dude, she's such a good actress. Like, I can't get over it. Like she's just gonna, like, I already thought she was already up there. Like, you know, obviously she's my favorite actress, but like, I think this is gonna take her to a whole nother level.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Hulu, The Dropout, FX, whatever. You're not fucking paying us. All right, fuck it. We'll just get into it. The Fixer, topic number 1. We're back to Russia, y'all, but not in the same way that we have been. Did you read this?
No, I skimmed over it. I was working, y'all. Don't hate on me. But it seems like it's this.
I guess this is not Russia. This is Facebook.
Yeah, this is like, well, Facebook and lots of other things where there's just this guy. What was his name? Joel Kaplan.
Yes.
And he's just kind of like this Facebook scandal fixer, Mr. Fix-It for everybody. From what it seems like, he's kind of like a fixer
like, well, like for every like division of Facebook. So like,
yeah.
So I'll just read this. This is from Wired, the magazine, and Joe Kaplan is everywhere. Zucks, as in Fuckerberg's man in Washington, has played a hand in nearly every Facebook scandal, rewired political speech across the platform to avoid angering the right, and built the most ubiquitous influence operation in DC. Now he's fighting off the biggest anti-tech onslaught in history. He thanks you for not noticing. Now, so what I knew about this before I read it was that are we live on Facebook right now?
I think so.
Hell yeah. Okay. So sorry, bro. I just have to push the limits. Like Facebook has like more, like twice as many like lobbyists in Washington than we have senators. So like they have like 2 times as many people trying to like make these senators like do work like for them than they have senators, which is insanity. And this guy's in charge. And then now everybody's hating on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, we're live. I know, shout out. But you know, it's like now everybody's like hating on it, and so now he has to deal with that shit. And then apparently he was also handling the whole shit about like the insurrection.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just all over the place, but it's a bit, that'd be such an interesting position to be the Mr. Fix-It for everything for a group as big as that. Like, how do you fall into that? How do you get that good at that?
He's like an oligarch.
Isn't there a show called The Fixer?
Yeah,
I think there is.
It's not about him though.
No, I know it's not, but just to have that be like to be associated with that.
It'd be a sick ass title, like if you were like in a corporation.
Yeah.
If like that was your title, it's like, yeah, this is the Fixer.
He just fixes everything. Be like,
I'm not a senior VP, not a CEO, COO. I'm the Fixer.
Yeah.
And I get paid more than all of them.
Yeah, that is swooping. I'm the Batman of this company.
Kind of.
Now, yeah, you kind of would be, but that's just I mean, though you'd have to be paid so much too, because you know so many secrets and so many other things that you're trying to cover up. So it's almost like if you get that deep with someone, you have to keep them for forever. Like I feel like that's a lifetime job. Like in Succession, whenever they get caught, and it's like, hey, like Roman actually accidentally sends his dad like a dick pic, and then it comes back. Do you know what I'm saying? And then
But he was trying to send it to Jerry.
yeah, and then it comes out with him and Jerry, and then it's like Jerry's set for life.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, if you haven't watched it, go away.
I mean,
but no, well, I mean, I'm just saying.
We all knew that was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen.
But the way it happens is hilarious. But if like in that moment, like then Jerry's safe for forever. She's untouchable. She could never.
She's a made
fire
woman.
her.
She's a made woman.
She's made. And like now he knows that he can never get rid of her. That's why he's more mad about that than anything else. And it's like because he's lost all the leverage. She can just be like, yeah, he was pursuing me, whatever, sending me these pictures, da 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 da, and it's game over. Like Jerry's set for life. You can never get rid of her.
Yeah,
you have to keep her because then she can just flip on everybody, and it all comes crashing down. And she has all the evidence, and it's like now you're aware of it.
Yeah,
and so it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get your job saved is when you figure out like weird shit is happening at your company.
Yeah, but I mean,
and then just hold on to it.
And like Jerry wasn't like a fixer, but she definitely kind of was like one of the like 5 or 6 fixers in like that group of people.
She was no. What do they call her? The fall person.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
until she wasn't.
And she was just like, yeah, but
they're like, okay. And then all of a sudden she was CEO.
Yeah, CEO. Like, yeah, I'm talking to your son dirty through a door. Yep.
Shout out. I would have sex with her like every day and twice on Sunday. Like Jesus. I'm so attracted to her.
You're okay. Goody two shoes into Jerry. Noted. Let's go. Let's
go. Episode 1.
From episode 1. Wow. Okay.
When it aired live.
You're like, who's that?
And it's never changed.
Yeah. Hey,
had a girlfriend at the time, and I was feeling weird about it.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Next article.
Let's say you got anything else on this article?
No. Fuck, Bucker, or whatever the fuck his name is. This is the first time, y'all, we've streamed on Facebook Live, so, if the shit shuts down, fuck it. Okay, I wanted to talk about this next article. It's called Planet Grimes. It's about Elon Musk's wife named Grimes.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know. But I used to bump Grimes, like, not that long ago, and had no idea that they got married, and until, like, maybe, like, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But they're having like hella kids, and she's still like okay. So Grimes is I call it like trap EDM. I thought that's what it was called. I don't know what it's called in this article, but like it used to pump me up. It's like Big Beth with the big eyes who listens to this shitty ass like 90s rock, like getting hyped up. That's me.
Yeah.
With Grimes.
Okay.
So, do you have any thoughts about this? Because it just weirds me out that they're together.
But I don't think are they back together? I thought they broke up.
What? Don't they have kids though?
They have a kid, and now she's pregnant with another kid. But I thought they were like all broken up. I thought they were like separated and they left each other. She made some whole big thing.
Did she leave like on a?
And then like 3-4 months later, she's like, I'm pregnant, and I was like,
on a rocket ship.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Rocket Man.
I mean, and great music. And I don't know. It was just a little.
Is it great though? That's what I started questioning it after I found out that she get married.
It fills a mood.
Dude, it does.
So
like, I would walk through campus like just like bumping Grimes like just in my headphones, and everybody's just like, yo, who's this kid walking too fast with a giant head?
Yeah, man, you better say that you love that music. Otherwise, there's like a lot of people that saw you on campus, like that kid with that big head that was always jamming Grimes. And then now
But they didn't know what I was jamming. It was in my head.
You don't know. Who knows?
I know. But no, seriously, somebody, when I was a freshman at San Diego State, I walked into this like math class, like an algebra class, like business. No, a calculus class.
Yeah.
Freshman year. It's like maybe 100 people. It's like a stadium seating type shit. And I got in there a little bit late, a little bit sweaty because I was walking so fast from my dorm. and I saw an open seat, and it's like maybe 4 rows down from the professor, and I sat down, and like 10 minutes, 15 minutes late, and this girl who I sat down next to goes, "I always see you walking around campus," and I've been there for like 2 months, and it always just seems like you have somewhere to go. You're just walking so fast all the time. And I was like, okay. And that stuck with me. And I was like, shit, am I like walking like a weirdo? I just like, like it was like my transport. However, that professor, one of my favorite of all time, I have a Halloween party at a fraternity that's not mine, that I got an invite to like a week later. I dress up like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
Which just means I just have to wear like board shorts and like a white tee. I walk in, and this dude is in the hallway, my professor, with 2 college girls on either side of him. And he goes, "Whoa, Andy, I didn't expect to see you there." And I was like, "I didn't expect you to even know what the fuck my name was." And also, why are you here?
He's like living his best life.
Dude, I thought it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, how's a professor at this fraternity party with 2 college girls, and how does he remember my name? I've never even talked to him.
Yeah, how, and everybody else is like down with it. I guess they don't care. Like everyone else in the fraternity. That's so weird.
He was well, it wasn't my fraternity again. So these guys are down. These
saying,
guys are down for a lot of
general.
weird shit, to be honest.
Okay.
But they were popular, I guess. But he was kind of like just like this boy genius, like to where like he knew like it was like he knew where I sat when I sat there and what my name was, even though I've never talked to him in my life. And there was like 150 people in the class.
How old was this professor?
Young, like probably a little bit younger than us right now.
Oh, so your professor was like
30,
like a boy genius.
Yeah, like Doogie Howser.
Oh, well then, yeah. I mean, Doogie Howser can come to my party. Like,
oh, he can come to mine too. I'm not saying he can't. I just was
NPH,
so surprised
dude?
but he looked really surprised to run into me, and I was like, okay, like what is it? Everybody at this fraternity not take your class?
That's possible. What class was it?
Business calculus.
Oh,
which I had taken in our high school, senior year. But they didn't have like the advanced placement test where you can like test out of it and get the credits.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the credits even though it was advanced placement. So I was just like, okay, I'll take it again and just like swim through it.
Okay.
And I did.
I mean, it was with the boy genius who was hanging out at frat parties. Tight.
Who was like, that's Andrew Schultz. Like in the hallway, and I'm surprised to see him. I was like, okay, well,
that's creepy.
That's
socially awkward when someone says, like, even if they're just like, hey, that's Andrew Schultz. That'd be creepy. Like, even if I know you,
he was like he was like surprised that it's like, oh,
was he already lit? So he was already kind of on that level.
But he had a girl on each arm, like he was like Hugh Hefner or like Dr. Jerry Buss.
That's weird, Dr. Jerry Buss. Nice.
Have you been watching that show?
Yeah.
For y'all in the audience, it's called Winning, right?
Yeah.
It's on HBO Max, and it's about the Lakers coming
the Showtime,
in the 80s, Showtime Lakers. Not Showtime, it's HBO.
Yeah, the Showtime.
But it's called the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
But no, he might as well have been Dr. Jerry Buss, just like way younger.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's interesting.
So Grimes.
Anyways,
we have nothing to say.
Grimes. Yeah, I mean, what's a new album coming out? Is that?
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
seems
I
like
hope
there's
my
a new-
Spotify hits me up when it drops.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I got away from it, especially when I found out she was dating Elon or whatever, having kids. But okay, yeah. Sorry that we kind of like stumbled across the first 2 articles, but we got a good one. And y'all probably already have thoughts about it and have heard about it but we gotta talk about it because we got a movie podcast coming out when, Joseph?
Sunday night.
This Sunday.
Screenplayers episode 1, and we're doing the first.
What's it called?
Screenplayers.
And
we're doing the first 2 Lethal Weapon movies. I've actually probably watched them like 3 times now. No,
as you should.
And they're just like cringe as fuck. But like they're so good, but they're so fucking wild. And then I just like watched the 4th one again for the 2nd time last night. It was just like, oh my god, this is
buddy.
so just.
Don't do that to yourself. You're gonna get traumatized.
No, but the second one is like low. Yeah, we'll just talk about it. The second one is like low key wild as fuck. Like I don't know. They're all so drastically different. And yeah, so we're gonna be doing the first 2 Lethal Weapons in episode 1. Episode 2, we'll be doing Lethal Weapon 3 and 4. Just recapping the movies, our opinions, kind of doing play by play. Probably play some clips. Should be interesting. Yeah, and there's just, if you haven't watched those movies in a while, when we talk about it, you'll probably feel inclined to, because there's some weird shit.
It is the weirdest shit ever that this was like a blockbuster franchise for decades.
That after the first one, they were like, let's do it again.
Yeah, y'all talking about canceling Mel Gibson like after he like yelled like at some anti-Semitic shit in Malibu like when he was drunk.
On a recording. He was crazy as fuck.
He was crazy as fuck on Lethal Weapon. He should have got canceled then.
No, Lethal Weapon's just, man, I never thought about it, and then watching it again, I'm like, good lord.
Dude, I put it on for the first time in Santa Monica, and I was like, this is fucked up. Like, I don't know if I want to watch this right now, even though I kept it on. I just did other shit while it was on.
Yeah.
And I had to go back and rewatch it because I was like, because it was too intense. Like when I put it on, I was like, I did not know that it was this crazy.
Yeah, it was Well, we won't talk about it too much.
Screenplayers.
Episode 1. We'll be streaming them live. They'll be Sunday night, so just be ready for that. Be on the lookout.
So why we brought this up was because the Oscars were on Sunday, as y'all probably had heard, and the Fresh Prince asks Chris Rock, "What did the 5 fingers say to the face?"
Yeah.
Slap. What the fuck, Joseph?
Yeah.
Walk me down this ledge. Walk me down the ledge. Because you've done it before.
I mean, no, I don't know, man. I can't believe he actually did that. I'm not like on the side of that. I mean, okay, so I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast before. But I'm like I loved like George Carlin. I love like there's these like comics.
Yeah, you did.
Paul Mooney. There's all these like comics. I love people that like push the limits, I guess you would say. But I think that comedy's definitely subjective. So there shouldn't be anything that's off limits. Like you should be able to make fun of anything. Like I make fun of my big ass head all the time. My forehead starts at the back of my neck. Like I get it, whatever. It's funny. But I mean, it's like it makes us like comedy and laughing at ourselves and sometimes the things around us are a way sometimes to cope. For me, laughter and like comedy is a coping mechanism. So like humor's just good. And I don't think that anything should be taken off the table. We already see what's going on with censorship in books and what you can and can't talk about in certain areas, and just everybody's throwing these wild ass opinions. But everything should be like open to be made fun of. I think Jeff Ross was talking about how it wasn't that how he has alopecia, and he was like, I don't really.
Well, guess what? I have alopecia.
Do you?
Yes, 100%. I've had bald spots in the back of my head. They're like circular for my entire life. And
that's right.
Yeah, and I also had vitiligo, which is like turns my entire skin white, and it was like a goatee on my face and my elbows and my knees, and I had to get treatment for both of those like all the time. And I had a bald spot pop up maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago or something like that. Like, I had no fucking clue. And somebody asked me about it. Like a girl like poked her finger in my bald spot. Was like, "Is that alopecia?" She wasn't there trying to be a dick. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, because I thought I was like over it.
Yeah.
But nah. So like, okay. That being said, Chris Rock like is really good friends with your boy Jeff Ross.
Yeah, I just don't think that you can get your I don't understand jumping to the point to where you do something like that. And I know that everyone's got a whole, hey, it's like making excuses because he's been drugged. Like, I'm not that big of a Jada fan. What's crazy is the episode before I was talking about him dropping the album Millennium.
You know, I have to bring this up before you go on. You called him Will Album.
Will Album?
Yeah, because you were talking about his album that dropped in Millennial.
Yeah, no, but it was called
Will. But you actually but you actually go like when Will Album released that new album is what you said.
Will Smith's album.
I know.
All right, well then.
You know, multiple countries heard that.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. Talking shit.
I'm talking shit to you right now.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh no, I fucked up.
Okay,
I ain't tripping.
Hey, remember I call myself out every country in it, the entire country of Africa.
Yeah, but yeah, there's no like real excuse to do something that was crazy. Like at first I thought it might have been staged, but then I was like, no, that seems pretty real. Chris Rock remained cool, but that's a part of comedy. Like that's literally like you can't. I don't know.
It was so unacceptable, ridiculous. He's a fucking comedian making jokes at the Oscars where you're about to win Best Actor. I actually tried to bet on him for Best Actor, and my sportsbook wasn't taking it. And then I went back after he slapped him to go double down on it because I figured that like the live betting would like drop.
Yeah.
Because he slapped him that he wasn't gonna win it, and I was like, no, this is predetermined.
Yeah.
And so, because I was betting on Biden to win the presidency, and I didn't realize that there was live betting, and it went up to 9-1 for Trump, like in the live betting. And I was like, "You guys are fucking idiots!" And I would have emptied my bank account and just be like, not even talking to everybody here right now. I'd be so fucking rich. But I missed it, so I didn't want to miss it again. But I couldn't do it; they wouldn't let me. That's a little bit about me, but like,
well, you did bet me like on some Saved by
$1,000,
$1,000 last episode. So like, you know, do you bet on things?
That was only a 50-50 bet.
Yeah, do you bet on, you know?
Are you gonna give me odds on that?
No, I'm not gonna give you odds on that. You proposed it. You even pulled the number out.
I know. I started saying 90210 before I switched to Beverly Hills. I mean, before I switched to Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I'm on the record. I said I'd pay you.
No.
I will.
But I'm just saying that last episode you proved that, like, yes, you would have emptied your bank account betting.
That's not emptying my bank account on 1,000.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm talking about
how you would have betting on the presidential election.
I did. I mean, I crushed. I crushed every single fucking state I bet on that Biden would win. He won.
Really?
It was like, is Georgia going blue? I think so.
Damn.
Boom, money.
That's wild.
Is Michigan going blue? Yep, money. Pennsylvania, money. Arizona, money. And just cleaned up, dude. I cleaned so much up.
Did they hold anything until like after the recounts?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
they
really?
Did.
They waited.
Yeah, I had to wait on Georgia
and Arizona,
and a little bit on Arizona, not as much.
Okay.
Like they didn't wait till like Trump's lackeys got in there and like recounted it and found out that Biden won more than they said.
Yeah,
because that's actually a fact.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just curious if they waited to pay that out.
They definitely waited on Georgia.
That's wild.
And I also bet on that the Senators would win in Georgia, both of them. And
wow.
So I had to wait on that till.
What were the odds on some of those?
It's like ridiculous odds. I mean, some of them are easy. Like, you know, like some of them I didn't even fuck with. Like, I didn't bet on like New York or California because it's
Texas.
like I'm not. No, I did bet on Texas.
Oh, really?
No. Maybe I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, not yet.
Because I didn't lose.
Oh,
so,
good, damn.
Yeah.
Could you do like a parlay? Could you do like a state parlay?
No, they wouldn't let you.
Damn.
Because that's how you break. That's how you break the casino.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because if I parlayed Georgia and like Michigan and like Pennsylvania and like Virginia,
no, you'd be
they're fucked. They're fucked.
Grimes would be having your kid. You'd be on a whole nother planet. Well, I'm just saying, you'd be.
Contraception is my game, homie.
Oh, okay, my bad.
ain't got no kids. Even I talked about maybe having 20 illegitimate kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fucking Grimes. I didn't even know she was. I didn't even know anything about Grimes. She's not my style, dude. But okay, so the big Willies. Okay, how about this? I've heard this, and I think this is like maybe people who've listened to this probably have heard this, and it might be played out. But I think it's not played out because you're listening to an African American and a white Caucasian.
What?
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Okay. So and I've heard this a couple different ways, so let me just throw it out here. Had Chris Rock been a white guy and Will Smith was a black guy who slapped him, or vice versa, Will Smith is a white guy and Chris Rock is the black guy that he is, slapped him, does that change how this gets played out?
No, I think everyone was stunned, and I think people weren't sure if it was real or not.
You got a standing ovation when you went up there for the award, when he won the award.
Because people
like 20 minutes later.
But people were like, what the fuck just happened?
They just witnessed him assault. Okay, but if it was like Bruce Willis, shout out, just got diagnosed with aphasia.
Yeah, and just retired, yeah.
Yeah. But like, no, maybe not Bruce Willis. So just like some random white guy, or like Pete Davidson. Let's throw his ass in this fire.
Okay.
Pete Davidson goes up and slaps Will Smith, or Chris Rock, for talking shit about Kim Kardashian. How is this? Like, it's way different.
But there's like so many more things that you could make fun of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith for, that him making fun of her and saying a G.I. Jane joke is not nearly as bad as like 99% of the things that we make fun of Will Smith for in the first place.
I know, dude.
And I'm just saying, like, that's like low lying. Like, you would think that making fun of her alopecia would be a low lying fruit, but their business is so much in the streets that it's absurd that everybody knows everything that's going on in their bedroom, their personal life, or at least we think we do, and they're putting it on blast.
No, they'll talk about it.
Yeah, and then she's just like talking about all sorts of wild shit on
like
her
cheating on
her red table.
Systemically, like
it's mind blowing. But that doesn't make it an excuse for him snapping. But you could make fun of both.
I'm saying it makes it not like he doesn't get an excuse. But
that's why whenever Chris Rock's like, "Come on," he's like, "It was a G.I. Jane joke," and everyone.
I know,
like,
and he had it
because it was like, dude, there's so many more things we could make fun of them for. So many more things.
And Chris Rock had his arms behind his back, like when he got slapped. Like he had no idea this was about to happen.
Yeah. No. I think some people thought that it was staged. They thought that it was like, oh man.
My mom thought that.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that live with her.
Because how he like goes and like takes it, but like went with it.
He just took it, dude. And, yeah.
And then he was like Will Smith to slap the shit out of me. That's
so like
hilarious.
You know, like kind of like a soft flex for Chris Rock. He's on tour right now.
Yeah, and he sold a shit ton of tickets.
But not only sold them, but his tickets were $46 each prior to the slap. Now they're $460 each.
Damn.
So who's really cashing in?
Yeah, but I mean, does Chris Rock need the money?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, why? I mean, he's on tour to get the money, though.
Yeah, but what now? The real question is what happens with Will Smith?
Well, so they apparently the Academy said that
I Am Legend 2.
No, fuck that shit.
What? The movie was good.
What was the Superman movie type shit that he was on?
Oh, but that movie was dumb. Hancock. That movie was.
Yeah,
yeah. That
movie I'll go for a Hancock 2 over I Am Legend 2.
I Am Legend 2. It's supposed to.
What is that I Am Legend 2? I thought the shit was over.
No, man, you don't really know. And it's supposed to have
why isn't he in the Marvel universe?
It's supposed to have Michael B. Jordan in it or something like that.
Oh, it's actually happening.
Yeah, I think that's actually happening. From what I understand.
Shit. Okay, well, I stand corrected.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah, but it's just the Academy was saying that they actually asked him to leave.
Yeah, and he refused to leave.
And that's clout. That's clout.
Yeah, that's Scientology.
For Scientology for sure. And then black guy at the Oscars. like being able to flex like that.
That's crazy. I mean, he probably does. He get,
I just assaulted somebody.
Does he get invited back next year?
Uh,
What does he do? Like, what's the
I would
PR?
say he better.
What's the PR campaign to recoup his image?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't. I've thought about this like in depth since that moment, and I was like, how does this really play out? Because I like really analyze PR and marketing and stuff, especially out in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you play this? Like, I feel like Chris Rock's gonna win, but
but I mean, Chris Rock is always winning, and he's always talked shit. Like that's you. It's his job is to roast. Ricky Gervais has said so many more things.
Like I said, one of his best friends is Jeff Ross.
Yeah, but
he's the roast master general.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Ricky Gervais doing the Oscars, he's roasted people ruthlessly. Last year, he was saying things that some people thought was out of bounds, but everyone laughed. And even if I remember watching compilations and thinking it was hilarious, and the joke that he made about Jada was not nearly as bad as any of the jokes that Ricky Gervais made about people directly to their face. Cracking jokes about a thing that would be deemed inappropriate if I cracked jokes about them in like a normal environment.
So like my mom is like a conservative Catholic lady, and like I said, I watched it with her, and she the next day was like hitting me up and it was like be like, and I've been watching this Will Smith stuff, and like I feel like there's like 10 different ways that he could have Will Smith could have handled that better than he did. I was like, no shit.
Yeah,
I was like, he could have just not said anything, period. And it's like, and then I was like, but I also told I was talking to my friends, my phone was just blowing up after that. And I was like, listen, I have alopecia too. So if somebody has to wants to make a bald spot joke on me, okay, we're good. I'll just come back and clap back at you with a better joke. Like I'm not going to go up there and slap you because you made a fucking alopecia joke at me, let alone like my wife who's cheating on me, like at the Oscars when I'm about to win Best Actor and have like the best night of my goddamn life.
Yeah, after I've dropped so many banger movies, finally getting it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just, so, I mean, people have been saying he's going through a tough spot in his life. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but
they're talking in reference to like his dirty laundry being drug out into the street, and she's like,
but wasn't that a while ago?
That was during lockdown. It was a big deal. They've been together for forever. Jada and Will have existed since I was like a kid.
But he cheated on her too.
Well, they had some, but it wasn't as. I think that it sounds like she was doing some weird shit, and then her talking about it.
She was
talking about it, and the way she went about communicating it to the entire world, like it was.
You
like
think that's still bothering him?
Well, I think that at the moment it did. I don't know about that, but now I think he's overcompensating. So it seemed like he was trying to be like Mr. Tough Guy, which I would get, but that it doesn't makes
no sense.
Because you laughed
like
at
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
And I feel like Chris Rock just felt like it was going to be a Kanye, Taylor Swift type moment where he like grabs the mic and says some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And so he's got his arms behind his back, and all of a sudden he's just getting like slapped.
Well, and then Will's good at improv, and he's got he's a.
Is he?
No, I mean I'd say so. I think he can be funny. I mean Will Smith is like Shaq. It's like asking if Shaq's funny. Like Shaq's funny, but Shaq's not like that funny. He's not like
Shaq's nice, and so is Will Smith.
Well, we thought Will Smith
moment.
Was but exactly. we think a lot of people are nice until we see them do some shit. So
that's true.
It did was humanize someone that we've idolized, or a lot of people have idolized since forever, and now we just watched some bitch slap somebody on national television.
Not somebody, Chris fucking.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, we watched Will Smith slap Chris Rock on national television in like one of the largest stages where that would be considered deemed inappropriate, like a professional setting for them. So
I feel like slapping anybody for a joke is
slapping.
I don't know. Well, I did think about this because I've been analyzing the shit out of this. Like, if somebody said that to my wife, not that I have one, in like a private setting, and she had alopecia, I could see myself slapping them.
Yeah, I feel like that's really a moment where you brace to see what what that person's reaction would be. 'Cause if the person thought it was funny, then I think you would still be like, I'd be uncomfortable with it. You couldn't like laugh. That's like a pause. If it's a third party.
I could see doing both. I could be like, okay, bro, like, I don't even want to say.
But I mean, I feel like you would to crack a joke like that in a private setting, you'd have to know somebody well enough to know you could crack that joke.
Okay,
That's
well,
that's
I
an odd
cracked.
ass-
Okay,
that's
I'll
an
just
odd,
have
well,
to
yeah,
say.
I'm sure you've done some bad ones.
No, recently, like we have to go back. New Orleans, PJ's wedding.
Here we go.
His mom is going through her second treatment of chemo, which I had no idea, and she was wearing like what to me like kind of looked like a turban, like around her head, but it was like a. Anyways, it's because she's bald, and I had no fucking clue, and we're at the party the day before the wedding,
Yeah.
and I run into her and I was like, and like we hug it out and like talk, and I was like I like your outfit, and it was like right when we pulled out of Afghanistan. I was like, that's like some Afghani shit. Nah, dude. She's going through cancer. She stopped chemo so she could get to the wedding.
So bad.
So bad. Not great.
So
Not
bad.
great. She wasn't offended. Nobody else heard it. The only reason why anybody knows about it is because I'm talking about it right now. But yeah, it's a terrible joke, right?
Yeah, it's bad. Really bad timing.
It's horrible. I felt terrible when I heard that. Like, I didn't apologize to her because I didn't really see her. I mean, I saw her at the wedding, but she didn't really seem offended when I said that, and I just felt like a piece of shit when I found out that. But like, but
well, yeah, but that's like
there's bad jokes. Like sometimes, I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel I feel extra shitty right now.
But this is the difference. Is like you being ignorant to something and not being aware, and then making a joke about something and not knowing something because it's not like the obvious, it's not stated explicitly. Then that's like okay, like everyone knows in that room that she has alopecia because she's been talking about I have alopecia.
Well, no, that's the question: is does Chris Rock know that she did have alopecia?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why he made the joke about G.I. Jane 2 is because she.
I thought it was because she had a shaved head.
Well, yeah, but she's been open about having alopecia, and that's why she has a shave, and that's why she just shaves her head. So she's talked about her struggles with it. That's like, well, that's publicly documented. That's why he made the joke. But I don't think it's that distasteful of a joke. I don't think it's that out of bounds. Is it a bad joke? Yes. Okay, that's a bad joke. It's kind of low-lying fruit. Is there way worse jokes you can make about that group? Absolutely. They do some crazy stuff, and their business is all in the news. You're at a award event where people get roasted. You have one of the most legendary comedians in the past 50 years, like top 20 list. I don't think you could dispute that.
Top 5.
We just gotta keep it top 20 because some people will be weird. So top 20 minimum.
No, Chris Rock is top 5.
Top 10. I'll say top 10.
All right.
Because it depends on who you're.
We'll split the difference.
Top 10. Top 10 most popular or impactful comedians in the past 50 years. And, he's sitting there and his job is to fucking roast you. That's the whole fucking point. Ricky Gervais used to sit there and talk about how boring it is. He literally was like, don't talk about anything. Don't try to promote anything because you're all full of it. You're all just a bunch of actors. This is some, like, heartless, participation award presentation. Get over yourselves. Nobody cares. And everyone was like, yeah, that's awesome.
So, I just have to get my boys back. Chris Rock. And this is very, very fucking real. I'll put him on blast. My little brother has been sneaking onto the Bel Air golf course within the last couple days.
Bro, you've been putting him on blast. You just put him on blast, dude. That's not cool, man. That's not
Anyways.
Cool. That's not cool.
He said it would be easier to get a new golf bag because it was low key and he could sneak onto the course easier. And I was like, yeah, until the Fresh Prince slaps your fucking face for sneaking onto his golf course
in
Bel Air. And then I said, Hey, Fresh Prince, why does my golf ball look like your wife's head? That's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's just,
It's just, I said it.
Yeah, I just don't think that, like, comedy's subjective, bad joke. But I
Was
think
that a bad joke?
No, not yours. I'm saying that you
it's
could
kinda
make
good.
it that the joke that he made in that time. But I don't think that I've heard way worse at that on that same platform at that same event. I don't think it's that bad. He definitely
He did not deserve to be slapped. Nobody's
No,
deserved
absolutely
to be
not.
slapped for a fucking joke.
What's
Let's
crazy
just
is
call
that
it.
the distance he had to walk to think about, like, I'm gonna slap him, and he like walked,
And he still did.
and he walked it.
Do you think he actually? You know what I think about is, like, did he like know he was gonna slap him when he started walking, or did he talk himself into it through the walk? Because I've heard that, like, he had a lot of time to talk himself out. Maybe he talked himself in.
Yeah, maybe he's like, this is your moment.
Maybe. I mean, no, his moment was like 20 minutes later when he was about to win Best Fucking Actor.
Yeah,
And,
but
like,
I think
I knew it
from a different place. Yeah, I think he was a shoe in to win Best Actor, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
from another place, he's like, this is my moment to, like, I don't know, maybe get my nuts back. I don't know.
That's even worse.
I'm not
That's
a big,
almost even worse, you know.
Yeah.
And then also like this whole idea that like men need to be protecting women from jokes is like seems antiquated to me. It's like I thought we were feminists out here. Like, you know, it's like Jada's like a grown ass woman. Like, you don't need to like go up and slap somebody because they made a joke about her. She can handle her own shit. And
Yeah.
if she is G.I. Jane too, like she could definitely handle her own shit.
Yeah, she's a badass. She's
Exactly.
She's badass in the Matrix. I've seen her beat like ninja kick people,
Yeah.
scissor kick people all the fucking time. Like Jada is a badass, but
Yeah, so it's kind of bullshit that you need to be on the man. I'm gonna protect you.
yeah, I mean, I could see why he would feel like he's.
Needs to slap somebody in the Oscars on live TV. Come on.
No. I'm talking about the thought process or the chain of events leading up to him making dumb, impulsive, irrational decisions. Like, I could see there being something that stems from people making jokes about him and her, and it's just like him being stupid. And I'm not trying to justify anything he did. I'm saying that the L's we've seen this man take in the past year, like, I don't know, man. I feel like, she just seems toxic as fuck to me. I don't know.
I agree with that, but
So that's what I'm saying. He's in some weird toxic relationship where he's got to feel like he needs to prove himself, and that's only on him and nobody else, because that's a stupid bonehead decision to make. Nobody made him go up there and slap him. Now he just looks like an idiot. And then his speech was like kind of narcissistic and wild. Like, you know, like how can you talk about being, you know, a vessel of peace when you're like slapping Chris? And it's like Chris is just sitting there like, everybody still hates me because I thought you just slapped me in the face. And they're like buddies, I guess.
I know. Yeah, Chris Rock did like a thing on like he was literally a guest star on The Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lethal Weapon 4. Okay, screenplays.
Shut up.
Episode 2.
I was gonna say that, but I just kept it. Okay, I guess we'll move on, y'all. And you know, like Spotify. Guess what? You have a competitor. It's called Disney, and they're gonna fucking try to sign the old man and Goody. So get on your job, but we'll help you out a little bit here.
Yeah.
Article in Variety, you know, the newspaper, the magazine of the stars.
Yep.
Crisis in the Magic Kingdom. Disney CEO faces unrest in the ranks, but retains support of the board. Now, this is about the Don't Say Gay bill, which in Florida, which we talked about a little bit.
Yeah, I think we've touched a couple times on it.
Yeah, maybe a couple, or just a little in depth one time, but either way, doesn't matter. This is about how there's a full-on walkout of execs at Disney because of how this was handled. Do you have thoughts, Joseph?
Yeah, I mean, Disney.
You talked about walkouts too before as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting themselves in trouble. It's a weird. It's interesting what like the line is for certain people and certain companies, and where they decide to like draw a line in the sand on certain issues. Some of them, like, to me, they're very weird hills to die on. Like, if you're Disney and you take a stance and you're like, this is what I want to do when it comes to like this bill in Florida, and we back and we support, like, people are gonna like, what, I mean, that's such a divisive issue, to take a stance on a divisive issue, and have that effect and bleed all the way up to the top. That's so interesting, because that's personal opinion playing like a major role in something that's such a short-sighted way to look at things. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Like, what do you like? And you don't have to like have like a resolution, because apparently they don't. What would you have done, like, in this scenario?
what would I have done?
Like, if you were Disney, like as the CEO, whenever they're passing this law in Florida, which is where Disney World, is.
Yeah, I'm.
Like, they, like, again, like I'm not asking you to come up with like some crazy strategy.
That's like, whenever they asked Michael Jordan about sneakers, and he was like, oh, why don't
Republicans buy shoes too?
Yeah, Republicans buy shoes too. So I mean, I think that Disney's way more in the business of Republicans buy shoes too than they are in being like, yep, that's it. Like, it's interesting, right? Like,
yeah.
And there's certain things where they have their niche. For Chick-fil-A, they're like, oh, we're closed Sundays, and you're just like, okay, this Jesus chicken, but that's like implicit in everything they do, like, so it's not like, it's a weird,
it's not off brand.
Yeah, it's weird, I don't know, like, especially in like what they do and what they distribute and the products they distribute. It's interesting to be divisive on things that are universally loved, right? Like,
well, so I've heard this, it's like from these big time financial companies that are private, not public, that their executives are about to walk out because they're not pulling out of Russia. So, I mean, to me, the don't say gay bill in Florida is
there's been walkouts.
Is atrocious.
Tons of schools.
However, Russia invading Ukraine is on a whole other level, and
but I mean, let's
these financial firms can't even figure it out.
Well, I mean, in this new bill that's in Florida, I mean, the group that it directly affects, like, doesn't really have a say in a lot of other big major issues that go on.
Well, they do, because like the ratio of gay, transgender, bisexual, like, LGBTQ, like, the community, like, a way outportionate ratio of them work for Disney versus any other company.
Well, yeah, but what I'm talking about is like with the bill in general and the groups that it affects. So, like, if you work for
that affects them.
No, I know. Well, I'm saying, like, if that includes them. There's other, like, this bill affects more than just people that work at Disney, or just like, what I'm saying is, like, well, it's this bill targets people in public schools, kids, all sorts of stuff. That's what
I'm saying, but it's like the people that work there in Florida,
yeah,
like, are gonna be affected by this, but I also, like, care about this.
Yeah, no, well, for Disney, like I said, they're in the dollar. They're like, the business on a big level is way more interested in selling their product. You'd think that they would side with their employees. I was talking to someone about this recently. There's this, and I'm a firm believer in it. I got people that work for me, love them all to death, would do anything for them. They're really good at their jobs, and I know that my job without them would be impossible. And like, I can't sit there and act like everybody that works for me is expendable, or like what they feel, how they feel in a situation, or how they feel about their jobs isn't important to me. Like, that's literally my job. Like, if you're a leader, your job is to care for the people so they follow you, right?
Yes.
To inspire, motivation and aspiration for achieving goals. That's literally 99% of my job. So I can't downplay how my staff feels. And this younger generation of people, you can say whatever you want to say about them. There's a zero tolerance when it comes to certain treatment that I think that we were more accustomed to putting up with when I was younger, for sure. and then people before us. So you can say what you want to say about these people's work ethic. It's really they don't want to work hard for people who don't care about them. So that's where it's, if you're in that business in the current climate we're in, it's difficult to not have some sort of the people that make your business run. It's hard to not. It's really, you're in a difficult spot.
And you could almost do that to a fault, to be honest. Like, however, this is not that case. Like, I'm just saying, like, you could almost
because we've seen people who work for Disney and ESPN, because ESPN's owned by Disney. Disney owns like everything. They're one of like the
not everything, but like Disney,
a lot,
like
a lot.
ABC, Hulu, FX.
They own Star Wars.
Fox, yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, they own like every, like I'm saying, they own a lot. They're one of like the big boys. If there's a list of 10 people, Disney's on that list. Probably 5.
They're like Chris Rock, the 5. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, okay. Fuck off.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But they've, fired people for voicing their opinions on ESPN, let people go, made decisions, cut contracts, shuffled people, removed stuff, deleted episodes, re-censored things after they've like post-edit without talking to producers. They've done all these things because they voiced an opinion that they didn't want to agree with, and it was outside of company bounds. So it's just really a bunch of double talk when this company decides, hey, this is our stance, and we're back in this bullshit that directly affects some of you guys, and we don't give two shits. That's just at all. That's interesting. And then to like double down, or to like I said, it's just a weird hill to die on, because I think that long term in longevity like speaking, I think that is a hill that you would die on. I don't think that's going to benefit you. I mean, not saying that sitting here Disney's gonna like die off, or Disney's too big to fail, but I mean they might not be.
No, I'll tell you right now,
they might not be too big to fail. Like decisions like this can create a domino effect, or because not like
there's no way. Okay, our new boss, if we get hired by Disney, which we probably will, or we'll get offered, Bob Chapek. Anyways, their new CEO who took over for Eigner. He's not gonna last, bro. Like, he's gonna get fired. Like, sorry.
Is he like a Jerry? We just need to see.
He's a Bob. He's the second Bob. He's Bob Jr.
Bob
Jr. Yeah. So he's the second Bob, and he's not gonna be bobbing around here anymore. Like, I mean, give us the deal. We'll sign the contract, but we'll just like be answering to like.
Yeah.
Eisner.
You can be in the group chat for like 2 days, and then you'll just
like
I want ALC, like you'll like blah blah blah.
Sorry, bro.
Was removed from the conversation.
And we're not doing a live show in Florida until you get this shit figured out.
Man, Florida's wild, dude. Can we just talk about how wild fucking Florida is right now? And
I could do that for like literally like 8 podcasts.
Like yeah, but there's some weird shit going on in Florida, man. And like there's always weird shit going on in Florida, but it's reaching like another level of kind of ridiculous, man.
I mean, it's always been kind of ridiculous. Like Loveline used to talk about it, and then I've talked about Loveline. Yeah, and I used to talk about it. I mean, not used to. I talk about it all the time in my personal life, like Florida or Germany. It's like if there's some weird shit happening, it's either in Florida or Germany.
Yeah.
I think Germany has been substituted by Russia, so it's Florida or Russia, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair, but
I mean, like, not even talking about this war. I'm just talking about like
Florida's fucking wild, and they're passing the craziest stuff. Their tolerance for bullshit is just wild. I don't understand it.
And our new president might be coming from there. Their governor.
Ron DeSantis is wild.
Yeah.
I'm not a DeSantis fan.
Dude, I know people who are out here in California. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, no.
I'm like, are you fucking serious? But I really think the Republican Party, like, they just found out today, shout out, Trump had a burner phone on January 6th.
Yeah, what was it, like 7 hours and 47 minutes, something like that.
And then also they asked him if he knew what a burner phone was, and he said no. And then John Bolton, his Secretary of Defense, like, this guy is a fucking, speaking of mustaches.
Yeah, that dude's got a stash. That guy.
He sucks. and he sucks. However, he doesn't suck as much as Trump because he said, "Oh no, Trump definitely knows what a burner phone is." We've talked about multiple times about burner phones.
Yeah.
He said that in a book.
Yeah, and
was like-
what was it? Nixon had like 18 minutes of missing call log time, something like that. 7 hours, almost 8 hours.
While the Capitol's being attacked.
Yeah, there's like phone calls and communications from burner phones, dude. I mean, it's so weird.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, like,
It's
just like-
exhausting.
it's like, how, like, what else do y'all need to know that like this dude is out of bounds, you know? Like,
I don't know. I don't really
like,
know how much
like
more.
lock him
I
up.
think that's like already like understood though that he's
Not really though. I mean, people are still fucking voting for. You got more votes the second time than the first time.
true.
So I don't
But
know.
I mean, do you
it's
think, do you
like
think
to
it's
me
like
it
a
proves.
DeSantis? Do you think it's a DeSantis Trump ticket?
No. I think it's a pivot. It's like we want what
No,
Trump brought.
I
I,
could
think
s-
it's
I
what
think-
we
I
want
think
Trump. Now DeSantis is already talking shit about Trump because he sees blood in the water. It's just it's like we want what Trump did, however, without the bad publicity. And even though DeSantis has bad publicity,
Yes, he does.
it's not even close to like.
Yeah, but I don't think I think they built a monster. I don't think Trump's going to go away that easy.
I don't think so either.
So I think,
but
I could
they're
see,
going to go against each other.
I could see them running together in the primary, and then Trump. I could see Trump. No, I'm serious. I could see Trump beating him out, taking DeSantis as a running mate, and then because Trump's only got one term, and then DeSantis has got it right there, and then he's got a year in office, and then he can just transition to 2 years, and then they could have 3 terms. They could have 3 back to back to back, so they could get one at. They could have Trump, Biden, and then another Trump, and then 2 DeSantis. And he'd be positioned.
I'll donate $1 million to DeSantis' campaign if he can beat Trump. And you're not beating Trump without like throwing haymakers. Okay, like you're losing.
But what I'm saying is there might be some of that base that they lose for forever because they're big. They're more Trumpers than they are DeSantis's.
Well, that's like if you want to win.
So what I'm
presidency, as a Republican, you better fucking throw haymakers and try to get these people to like.
But if you're a strategist, you'd say we need them to team up and join forces, so that way we would have three more years, and if there's any more at Supreme Court justice seats that's open up, we can fill them. There's so many things that we could do if we basically set ourselves up for 3 straight terms. We could do it.
That's why we're about to pack the fucking courts.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
All right, last and final topic, yo.
Too much.
No, I'm dead serious. Pack the fucking courts, Democrats. Like, put me on the record. This article is from Vox Media, one of my favorites. The article is called "The New Soberish." Tiny doses of magic mushrooms, LSD, and cannabis have hit wellness culture, while the stigma around the druggers.
Druggers. Look at them druggers.
Not even a term.
There.
Not even a term.
Yeah, look at them druggers over there.
While the stigma around the drugs recedes. Now, did you read this, Joseph? And I've got questions for you.
Oh, you got some questions for me? You a drugger too? Sorry, I like that voice. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I skimmed it. No, I mean, you could say that I've had my own I've had my own experiences with these things before.
I know. I want you to talk about. I want to talk you to talk about the CPR.
Oh no! I mean, do you want me to?
You said you were talking to me about offline, and we never did. So I want you to talk about it online.
Oh man, this is a story. All right, I hope y'all are ready. This is a big story. It's gonna be a little bit long. You got to get over it. Whatever. Whatever. Hit like, subscribe, follow along, please. So I was in this transitional period of my life where I was like sleeping on couches, sleeping in my car, sleeping at the lake, sleeping on the floor, young adult. I got kicked out. Long story. Either way, I'm out there living my best life. Get a phone call from one of my really good friends. Love this guy to death. We haven't spoken in years. and we have a couple times. We haven't seen each other, and like basically since one time after this incident. We'd been hanging out quite a bit, and I decided, he's like, hey, let's go hang out. It's early in the day. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll come over. So I had nothing to do because I'm like basically living in my car. So I drive over to his big ass mansion in some gated community, and we decided it's going to be a great idea to take some anti-anxiety medications that are not necessarily for us. So we decided to consume these, do whatever, having a good day, playing Tiger Woods golf, living our best lives, whatever. Later on that day, he's like, hey, we should have a party. We should have a party at my house. We should have people over. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah. At this point, we're not making the best decisions. We're like definitely just chilling. We haven't been drinking or anything.
Do I know this person?
Yes, you know this person. I'll tell you this person's name offline.
Okay.
I can't put him on blast.
I'm like thinking like of who it is because it sounds
you,
really familiar.
Yeah. So and his house is really big. So there's this upstairs area. His house is huge, and there's an upstairs area that's separate that has like this little balcony that like overlooks like this.
Does it start with an M?
No. There's a you can't guess, so I'll tell you later.
No, that was the only guess I had.
Yeah. So there's this little balcony that was an offshoot of like this big guest area. We used to like hang out and play games and smoke weed. There's like a bathroom in it, and there's this little balcony with this little door that would look over the pool. So we're hanging out, and we have these people come over, and there's this girl that I know. We'll just call her KB. And it's not it's actually, that's a bad name because that's not her. We'll just call her Tiffany. Tiffany. No, I just don't want to say names because there's
I know. What were you saying? That was like her actual initials?
Yeah, those were actual initials, but there's someone else I used to call that by their initials, and it's not that person. So this girl Tiffany decides.
Who's a guy?
Oh no, this is a girl. So there's this girl Tiffany who comes over, and she's got like 2 ounces of mushrooms. She's got a shit. This girl Tiffany's got a shit ton of mushrooms. So she comes over.
She bought them off of me.
So she's got a bunch, and she comes over and is like, "Hey, do you guys want some?" So at this point, there's like 20, 25 people there, and maybe 10 of us are like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna eat some of these mushrooms." So we all eat some. I eat probably like 2, 3 grams, and then I eat like 2 or 3 more later. So I end up being about like anywhere from 5 to 6 grams of these mushrooms. Living my best life. A bunch of other people take them. Some of these people are taking them for their first time. So, and at this point, I'm like a fucking shaman. I'm like, all right, I got you. Don't worry. The first time I did it, I was in a way too much of a public place. It was awkward. Second time I did it, I got like lost driving around in my car. I decided to drive. It was a bad idea. Got lost for like 4 hours. So I decided, we all eat these mushrooms, and my buddy's like, hey, okay, we need to hide them. So he hides them in this drawer, this big cabinet drawer, and he hides them for her. She's like, thanks. So we party, and we go out into the woods and out behind his house, because there's this big ass set of woods that connects to his house that we were like walking in and all, like, whoa, look at the light coming through the trees, man. Whatever. He gets all weird and like just disappears. So our buddy whose house we're at, having this party at, gets all crazy and just vanishes. Dips into the woods, like into the darkness, gone. So we get back, because I'm like, yo, man, I'm like, all right, like all these other people that are with me, these like 6 people, I've never done them before. And I'm like, all right, well, we should go back. And they're like, well, I don't want to. And I hear like this, like, like off in like the distance. I shit you not. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, let's get out of the woods, bro. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we go back to the house, and we can't find him. Nobody knows where he is. We're at his house. I'm looking for him. We go upstairs. And me and this girl Tiffany are looking for him. We go up there, and the drawer is open. The drawer's open, and this bag, the bag that she had, because she sold a bunch, so she had like half an ounce left. It's empty. It's gone.
Baller.
They're all gone.
Hustler.
There's this bag. Well, no, crazy.
She's getting that cash.
Crazy dude, fucking ate them. He took them and ate all of them.
She didn't sell them.
No, she came over with way more, and then like she sold a bunch of them and put the rest away, and he went back all tripped out.
So she should get the bag a little bit though, like.
Yeah. But I'm saying
Yeah,
like she had leftovers.
Right,
and
I got you.
So essentially, we all ate like 4 or 5 grams. He went back and ate like an entire ounce and like a half ounce. Like, so he just ate like a half ounce of mushrooms. And so then we can't find this guy. So we find this bag, and I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God. And remember, I'm with people that are tripping out. So there's people that are like, you get really...
You're tripping out.
Yeah, I'm tripping out, but I got to hold together, man. I got like the village to save. And there's people, their palms...
Namaste.
Because you know, like your palms get sweaty. And you just like sweat and perspire.
Mom spaghetti.
Whenever you're on mushrooms. Like
I'm a sweater already.
Yeah, okay. What I'm saying is, I had people that were like sweating, and they were like, "Oh my God, like, did I think I peed myself." And I'm like, "No, dude, like you're just sweating. Like it's cool, chill out." And they're like, "Yeah, man, I think I peed." I'm like, "Dude, you gotta chill. Like, we're looking for our friend. I can't find him." So, anyways, I'm trying to chill everybody out. I'm tripping out, so I decide to go out in the backyard, and I'm like, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I used to smoke cigarettes, so I go outside, and when I get outside, this motherfucker, no shit, this is super real. I go out there. He's shirtless in his boxers, and he's laying in his pool, but he's laying in his pool face down.
Ooh,
so he's face down, floating in his pool. The pool's completely still. There's nothing. Like, the pool's not moving. Like, if you ever played Mario 64, it literally looks like whenever Mario dies in 64 and he floats up and he's like, oh, and he just floats. Like, it was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. So, and like, I'm not even
like it's like Kendall in Succession.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. It was genuinely the most sober moment of my entire life.
Dude, you sobered me the fuck up.
So whenever that happens, I kick my shoes off, and I have my phone, and I throw my phone. I just dive in the pool. So I dive in the pool to pull him out of the pool. Well, obviously I didn't. Yeah, I dove in the pool to get him out, and I dive in the pool. Everybody like hears it, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" So they all start like coming out of the woodwork to peek and see, like, huh? Because there's this loud ass splash.
Like a bunch of like Smurfs.
There's this loud ass splash. So they all start coming out, and when they do, I'm pulling him up like the kind of stair area of where the pool is, and he's pretty much like not responsive. He's not like breathing. I have no breath, no nothing. He's pretty much, it seems to me like he's completely unconscious. So I like pull him out, pull him up on the stairs, and people are freaking out. Like, people around me, because they come outside. I'm pulling him out of the pool. He's not breathing. And at this point, I'm super sober. Everybody else who isn't, remember, there's like 20 people there, half on mushrooms, half not. Everyone's drinking. So people are like, what's like freaking out around me? I focus, give him a couple like pumps, and he just like starts choking up all this water. So whatever he was doing, so he starts choking up all this water. But you got to remember, man, this guy's eaten so many mushrooms that when this dude comes to, he is saying the most incoherent, babbling stuff. Craziest stuff I've ever heard. Couldn't repeat it if I remembered it, and I wouldn't want to. Made absolutely no sense, but I was like tripping out, so it's freaking me out.
Man,
he's saying all sorts of crazy shit. No, it gets even better. So then we have to get him upstairs, because at this point we're all in his backyard, and there's all this commotion. He's good, so we pick him up, and he starts like puking, but he pukes up this like black tar, because he's puking up all these fucking mushrooms, man. He ate a bunch of mushrooms. That's all he's got.
Oh yeah, it does look like shit.
It's gross.
It's literally grown in shit.
So like we pick him up and put him in bed first, and we were trying to like chill him out, and then he starts like throwing up in his bed. So I pick him up and we put him in his bathtub. So we get him in like a swimsuit, put him in his bathtub. We're running like the water to try to cool him down, and with the shower. And remember, I'm still like pretty sober. People are like wandering around. Remember, his parents are asleep the entire time. All of this is going on. There's maybe like 20 feet of space, and then like glass windows separating us from them asleep in their room while all of this is going on. So we get him in the bathtub, and he's just saying the craziest shit, man, and it's freaking me out, and everybody's freaking me out. And this is like a really bad decision, but this is when I just like I had to pull a card. I was like, all right, man, like I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. The kid's saying crazy shit. Everyone else is freaking out. Because once he was okay and he was good and he was in the bathroom, it was like a freight train. Like it came back like boom, like being on, like when the adrenaline wore off and he was good and everything was all right and we were inside, like the trip from being on those mushrooms came back like a wave, like a crashing wave, just out of nowhere. Because then I was like tripping out about what I'd just done and like everything that had just happened, and it was like,
oh, for you, even.
yeah, for me, like was once it was okay and the situation was like moderately resolved, then I was like going through my own experience of being like, what the fuck just happened? Holy shit!
Did you feel good? Did you feel good or bad?
Did I feel good? I felt good, but it was like overwhelming. It was like, whoa, because then other people are freaking out. You know, like I'm like in this mode trying to, like, people are still like, oh my god, what just happened? That was crazy. Da da da. And
shout out Tiffany, by the way.
And then someone's in the corner. Someone's in the corner, like, oh my god, I think I peed myself. I'm like, no, you're just sweating. Everyone, calm down. Like, it's too much. And so I decided to wake up his parents.
Dude, I've done that before.
I went down there, but so this is what I don't remember.
Not the whole everything you said. I just mean like waking somebody's parents up, because like this shit is too gnarly for y'all not to know.
I feel like I have another story. Oh, that would be such a good story to tell. It involves both of us.
What story? The way that you said that was like somebody made a comment.
No. I'm just thinking about stories about us and doing irresponsible things. And we have some good stories. Yeah. And this is a very irresponsible story, so don't do this, kids.
I don't feel like it's that irresponsible.
No, but I mean, I was like 19 and dumb. But and like learn CPR. It's important.
That's why she got the mushrooms, because I was like the drug lord of mushrooms. Sounds like.
But I decided to go and get his parents. And I woke them up. I don't remember what I said. I feel like I was pretty coherent. Normally, you're not. So what you think you said, you didn't. But his parents woke up. Horrible decision. They were super pissed. They weren't nice. They were like tripping him out more. It was freaking me out. They basically let me sleep for about 2 hours, and then I got banned from ever hanging out at the house with him ever again. They didn't want to see me. They were really nice, and they like thanked me for everything and like what I did, but they weren't happy with me, and I was never allowed back. So we fast forward a year later. We're hanging out. And he's like, man, you should just crash at my place. And I'm like, nah, man. Nah. Fuck no. Like, I was told by one of your older brothers who came and helped dissolve the situation because your parents called him, said that, like, hey, you can't come back here. And I was told that. So, like, I have to respect that. And he was like, nah, man, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Fuck it, whatever. So I'm like, all right. So we go over there, and we're, like, watching Cops and smoking weed and hanging out. That was, like, our thing. And it was good. We were hanging out and we fell asleep at like 7 in the morning, bro. 6 in the morning. We both get woken up to his mom just screaming at the top of her lungs. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of my house. Blah, blah, blah,
are you kidding?
No, I'm dead ass serious. Chased me out of the house, man. Like, literally, like, I got my stuff and like chased me out of the house and never went back.
Holy shit.
Dead ass. I mean, I get it, I guess. Like, maybe I'm just...
I don't.
Well, no, I mean, I don't either. Like, I mean, I kind of...
Okay,
I pulled your kid out on hallucinogens, like, out of a pool.
That shit's happened to me in Sticky Fingers before. Not the whole mushroom thing, but, like people showing up, while we're, like, waking up at 7 a.m. to tell us, like, that we're fucked.
Yeah.
And we need to leave, and we, like, don't even understand it. And probably like 10 more times. I don't know. But, yeah. God damn, dude, that's insane.
That was one of like the crazy experiences ever. It was like such a nuts experience for me and the people around me. And it's crazy because I've told that story to people. Like, I don't want to keep anybody's names out. We're all like kids and making bad decisions. Yeah. But you know, like that story is like, I don't know. It's like confirmed.
Life changing.
No, there's people that I've like, really close friends I've told that story to, and they've been up with me in Dallas, or I have really good friends who are in town, and they have asked about that story. Like, they're like, hey,
like, what happened?
Like, yeah, just like what happened.
They were there.
Yeah, like they were there. Like, it was somebody who'd be like, like, hey, did you ever hear the story? Or like, were you there for that? And they've been like, oh yeah, that shit was fucking crazy, bro. Like, and what's really weird is there was no shit. So his brother's there, and I was sleeping it off, and I was talking to his brother on the little balcony, and he gave me a pipe. Because there was a pipe outside, there was a bag of weed, and there was a bunch of other stuff, and he basically got it all and gave it to me, and was like, hey, like, take this, like, appreciate it, and he gave me like 2 or 3 joints. Raspberry juice, CJ papers. It completely blew my mind. And I'm sitting there, and it's like 9 in the morning at this point. And I'm sitting there on like basically zero sleep. And the ceiling tiles on the house across on the other side, because the house is like a big horseshoe, were like shifting because I was still like completely out of it. Damn. And he was like, hey, like, you can have this stuff, like, we appreciate it, da-da-da, but, like, just so you know, like, you can't never come back, blah, blah, blah. And they gave me, like, a couple joints, a pipe. I'm not even, because his parents, like, were definitely some tokens.
I know, but, like, it's also, like, come on, man. Like, that shit, like,
and I told him, I was
like $24, like, in California right now.
I was like, bro, like, your mom is going to be
with
pissed.
Inflation.
Your mom's going to be pissed if she sees me in there. She's going to flip the fuck out. And he was like, no, man, it's cool. Top five worst wake ups ever.
I did not know it was gonna go left like that.
Oh yeah, no, man.
I thought this was like a heroic tale.
I mean, it's kind of heroic.
No, it definitely is. But I just didn't know that you were gonna
like,
get discriminated against, like, after.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. Think about where we come from, and at that point, it's like
no, I don't.
I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I do, but I'm just trying to say, like, bro, if you save my son's life from drowning, like, I'm not going to tell you to fucking never come back again, like, as if it's your fault. Like, that's insanity.
And it sucked because his parents were like always like really chill, like really
exactly.
tight. So it was like, it just totally like ruined it.
Nah, man, no, they're out of line. Like, I'm just calling it right now. And I mean, we don't have to get into the race card, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh no, I mean, that's I don't know.
I don't know what race this dude is, so, and we don't have to say it, but it's like, I can assume.
Yeah, they had the caucasity to
Caucasity.
The caucasity.
Okay, all right. I'm changing the episode. I'm changing the episode title from the prime number to caucasity. Shout out, y'all. I think we've been on here for a minute.
We're like an hour. We're like an hour 45. But hey, all right. Before we wrap it up,
that's a lot.
I know, but before we wrap it up, just make sure Screenplayers this
Screenplayers.
Weekend, we're gonna have a date come out. You're gonna see it'll be under TS or Get Off the Pod because we've been getting a little bit of flack from the algorithm gods. But make sure you drop a like.
Fuckerberg.
Like, stop it. Then make sure you follow on, like, there's a company Facebook page on Old Man Huggy Productions, or on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Flickr, Bumble. I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you drop a like.
Stitcher.
Yeah, Stitcher. Leave us a
Google.
review. That
Apple.
really helps. But, just make sure you check us out. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Breaker.
It's been fun. Motherfucker. So stupid. But y'all just be good.
These are all real. They're all real.
I know. You're just obnoxiously absurd sometimes. But I love it. It's okay. One of my friends was like, man, your friend. I was like, yeah, he's a little rough around the edges. I was like, what? He's great. He means well. It's literally like, good Lord, your friend. I was like, yeah, I know.
I try to be.
She was like, oh, it's really good. You guys touch on some good topics. And then maybe like a little bit later, she was like, oh, Lord. And I was like, what? And she was like, well, I listened to more of it. I was like, oh, Jesus. So it's like, was it me or my buddy? She was like, oh, most definitely him. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's good at least.
Yes, you're very in the pocket. I try to be like Jalen Hurts, like just scrambling.
No, I
and
mean,
then getting sacked.
Let's just not blow up our spot. We just literally got here. But I mean, it's been fun. We appreciate there's been a lot of growth on the channel. So if you see this, you know us, whatever, share it. We appreciate y'all. This guy's you're such a schmuck sometimes, but I love you. Oh my goodness.
Hey, shout out, Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod, episode 31, the prime number, Joseph the Legend, Andy, Mr. Goody the host. We're both hosts, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta switch that up, dude.
I know, I've thought about it. We'll figure it out. Offline.
You got to do it. You got to do it, bitch. Take it easy, y'all. Go fuck yourselves.